Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live talking some UFC Kansas City. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy, Mike Finch. What's up, dog?
Oh, glad to have the UFC back. PFL was all right in the meantime. My Bellator boys did well. Shout out to Dalton Rasta. Shout out to JJ Wilson, although I love Mads Burnell. That was actually
Burnell's your boy, I know. Yeah, he got handled there, though. Yeah.
You know, on the list of Finch nicknames, Mads added a couple. Sugar Ray Finch. And there was another one in there. So all love to Mads. Yeah, a lot of the Bellator boys doing well. Aaron Jeffrey, etc. Good to see.
Yeah, no, I tuned in. I was like casually watching that card for the PFL. And damn, bro, the big win there was Alfie Davis over Clay Collard, bro. Cassius Clay fucking dropped in round 1. That was pretty wild. Yeah, I like the PFL product this season. I've been casually watching. You know, tuned in, but not like, covering it type tuned in. But I've had my eye on PFL because I want to stay ready just in case I decide to, do a little PFL finale breakdown,
It got me thinking. It got me thinking for sure. I'm like, damn, I need to start doing PFL. I was about to say PKFC. PFL and BKFC content. Yeah. I think that's coming sooner than later. But glad to be back on UFC, of course.
I'm excited too, man. A little week off was a nice reset. It had been 11 weeks straight. I was UFC only. I didn't know anything else. I was thinking I was just UFC, had a few days off. I got recognized at Epcot by one of the Savage subscribers, Strictly Boxing in chat. Shout out to him. Hey. And things are good, bro. Things are good.
See, it's not strictly boxing. It's strictly Disney. It's strictly MMA. Right. The guy's all over the place. But that's cool. Hey, shout out if you ever seen AJ out in the wild. I know a couple of you would flag me down at Bellator shows, but it's been a minute now. Seeing AJ out in the wild is a special thing. Awesome.
It is. It is.
I tried to get AJ to come meet me and wifey out at fucking Blizzard Beach, which is a Disney park. AJ said, fuck that. But he's got time to go to Epcot solo. I see what's up, dog.
Listen, Trading Champ, thank you for the $299.99. We needed this savagery of a dono to kick off the money lines now for this new UFC marathon. Shout out. Pitbull never stood a chance, though. Damn, rip Pitbull. Shit.
First off, the Trading Champ, fantastic. Or are we talking US dollars? I've never seen a red box before.
USD.
No way, Trading Champ.
Trading Champ doesn't play around.
The champ for real.
He is the champ.
He ain't fucking around, okay?
No, he's not joking.
You don't just dono 300 if you're the trading, novice.
Right. You know? We should probably be taking investment advice from him too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yo, you might need to be a guest at some point. Pitbull never stood a chance. Blasphemy. Trading Champ. Blasphemy. Pitbull was too patient, man. It's not that he never stood a chance. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. I think it was a strategic issue. He was so patient. He fought like it was a 5-round fight. I mean, you're looking at a guy who's first off on the back end of his career, but because of that has fought so many championship fights. That was his pace. He was, getting in a little bit of a staring contest with Yair Rodriguez. I've heard people say Yair looked so good. I thought Pitbull could have approached that fight differently. And that armbar was close. Now he deserved to lose, 3 rounds to zip, I think. But I think a more aggressive Pitbull would have made it for a different fight.
I think it could have just been one of those little too late type stories.
Yeah,
guy gets to the UFC, maybe 24 months too late, and things could have gone differently a couple of years ago. But I will still be very excited for Pitbull's next UFC fight, and I want him to fight Danny Ige. So Matchmaker AJ says, give him Danny Ige and let's have some fun. Let's go.
I mean, why not? Is Danny Ige ever in a bad fight? That's pretty cool. And yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. So Matchmaker AJ, I'm on board. Hey, Trading Champ. Although we we're on the other side of this Pitbull fight. big respect. Standing ovation. All right, for the dono. Thank you, Trading Champ. Very generous.
Shout out to him, man. Paku, thank you for 15 months of membership. JJ is a fucking monster. Big Islander with good striking power and a ground game is a problem. Let's go the Maoris. I like JJ Wilson's style, man. He's ruthless. His striking's looked a lot better. I remember watching him in Bellator a few years back to now. He's quality. I'm excited for him in this tournament, dude.
He's the one where I talk about Islam in the corner and how Islam walked back with Gadzi Rabadanov. Am I fucking that up? And he walked back with him. He's like, brother, just wrestle, brother. Just wrestle. And he was talking about because JJ was slapping him a little bit on the feet, kicking him and whatnot. And AJ's right 100%. You've seen the evolution, even in the wrestling. I mean, for him to be able to get Mads down, I think that's what Mads was banking on, is that he's a better boxer wrestler. But JJ's, really coming into something of a prime here, man. Very, very fun fighter to watch. A very decorated jiu-jitsu competitor, fucking high-level jiu-jitsu competitor who's making it happen everywhere else. So JJ's an exciting fighter to watch.
Let's go. Shout out Paku. Hey, Strictly Boxing, it was good to meet you in person, bro. He knows what I look like without the hat, but he said he's keeping it zipped. He's keeping it zipped. I said, listen, keep it on the low.
Crazy.
Shout out to my guy. I'm glad you got the phone back, bro. And it was cool meeting you, bro. You're a really good dude, and so is your girlfriend. She was super nice. So shout out to the two of you. You guys are fantastic. Shout out Strictly Boxing. Let's go. We got cool. Cody Marmon showing love too. He says, Big Bang Bosch, Moneyline is back. 4-leg main card parlay. Aliskerov, Rude Boy, Giga, and Ming Yang. Anthony Smith plus 377 on the Rock. Finchman thoughts.
Oh my
I know his thoughts are coming. Savage play.
Yo, hey, and I appreciate the canines. I like me some dogs for sure. I've had some nice dogs this year. Anthony Smith. I don't know, dude. I think they're trying to get this boy on, and so they, give him a little washed up behind the desk Anthony Smith. I don't know if this is Lionheart anymore. So I'm a little concerned about the Anthony Smith play.
I think he's saying good game, Anthony Smith, like Anthony's done for. He doesn't mean like he's saying GG's Anthony Smith. Like it's over.
I just reread it.
I misread it at first too. I thought he meant fucking throwing G's at Anthony Smith. 7-7.
Got it. Well, now I'm much more on board. I'm about to break these down, bro. So please, Cody, stay tuned. Okay. If AJ or I remember to bring this up at the end, I'll give you a specific breakdown on this. But I am literally about to break these fights down. I refuse to ruin it for everybody else. At first glance, it looks good.
Let's go. Shout out to Cody Mormon. Alejandro Delgado, thank you for 199. Danige remains the gatekeeper of featherweights. Yes. And I think him and Pitbull's a cool fight.
Fucking hell of a gatekeeper, man. If you're a lightweight or a featherweight, you got some bad motherfuckers around that gate, It's a fucking well-guarded gate.
Yes. Agreed.
That heavyweight or 205, where the fuck are these gatekeepers at heavyweight and 205?
I mean, I felt like Anthony Smith was kind of the gatekeeper of 205 for a while, later stage. He got Petrino, right? He sent him out.
Right? I mean, yeah, he got a lucky guillotine over Petrino. I don't know,
Alonzo Menafield, gatekeeper at 205.
All right, but I think Danige is a lot better than Alonzo. Yeah. Although Alonzo's a big, strong motherfucker, so that's not horrific. All right, fine.
Let's go. Hey, shout out Alejandro Delgado. Me and Finch want to break down some fights, man. I'm hyped to hear your takes on this.
Yeah, I like this card.
It's a great card. Fight night. A banger fight night. The best way to come back from a pay-per-view is a week off to make us miss the UFC and a quality fight night to get excited about with badass matchups. So without further ado, we're going to start breaking it down. Hit the like if you haven't yet. And if you're new, sub it up. Fight number 1, ladies going after it. Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. I'm picking Jocelyn Edwards, man. I think tactical advantage in the striking should be able to stop Chandler's physicality and takedown threat. Little cleaner, also training with Valentina Shevchenko a bit. Have to assume there's going to be some decent improvements. Chelsea Chandler, listen, she's part of that Diaz Army squad in essence, right? She's a Stockton girl. I've always had a liking to Chandler's, gritty dog style. And you can see light little shadows of the Diaz style in the way that she holds her set. But I think that Jocelyn Edwards is okay. I mean, she's been on the roster a long time. She's got, double the experience essentially of Chelsea Chandler. And I feel like at 29, she's still showing improvements. And I think a decision is pretty live for Jocelyn Edwards here. What do you think, Finch?
Chandler needs to get on the Diaz diet, homie.
Mm.
Holy shit, this woman missed weight bad. She's not good, She's a strong gal.
Yeah.
Looks like she could throw a hay bale pretty far, but looked like she could wrangle some cattle,
Yeah.
But Jocelyn Edwards, I mean, the lowest level gatekeeper the UFC has, but probably keeps the gate here. I think I'll go with Jocelyn Edwards. All of you have heard me talk about the one time I got to train with her. I just feel like her basics are better. Chelsea Chandler is just kind of powerful as to where Jocelyn Edwards should be able to be safe enough on the feet and have a little edge in the grappling. So Jocelyn Edwards decision.
I think Jocelyn Edwards decision very live. I also want to say, I think strike speed advantage. I think that the difference makers on the feet, a little quicker. And it's not like Chandler has hyper elite wrestling. Like she could drag fights to the floor, but Edwards got a decent reversal game. The thing about Jocelyn Edwards too, as bad as some moments have been, she is 29, right? So the rate of improvement could be there. And I think, we might be looking at the best Jocelyn Edwards ever. She missed weight last fight too, though, bro. Both of these ladies have a damn hard time making the weight limit. Chelsea Chandler's never made bantamweight in the UFC. She has outside, but not in the UFC.
Checks out.
Right? And then we're doing that bantamweight again.
Against Tamiris Vidal, she missed weight?
She missed weight, bro. Yeah, she came in heavy. Both these, bro, the odds of them missing weight are high. If there's a bet on missing weight, bro, you might cash on that. Bet one of them misses weight. Call it
Jocelyn Edwards has missed weight 3 times in the UFC.
Yeah.
Damn, girl. That checks out, though. Again, man. Yeah, that checks out, She's at King's MMA, Cap. Really? She's training over there?
Jocelyn
Edwards says King's MMA on her fucking profile.
It says, they don't update this shit all the time with Tapology.
Yeah. No.
I was looking at her Instagram. Is she at King's? I'm trying to see. I'm seeing she's at Extreme Couture 3 weeks ago. So I don't think that's accurate. I'm seeing that she's on the mats though with Valentina 6 weeks ago, training with her, training with Valentina's coach. That's pretty interesting. I feel like Jocelyn Edwards coming into her own, man. I don't know, man. Like I get a vibe that Jocelyn Edwards is gonna look pretty solid here. Well-rounded enough. So
yeah, she's out there in Vegas. I'm seeing you're on the gram too, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
That's how you gotta do it. She's training with Sabina Mazo and them. Shout out to Sabina Mazo, another girl I've trained with. Now I've trained more with Sabina Mazo because she was at King's MMA, so we sparred and whatnot. More rounds with Sabina, faux show. Yep, she's at the Performance Institute here. So King's MMA. Fake news. It was fake news. We're both on
odds for the fight are wide now. They were a little closer yesterday. Minus 285 for Edwards to plus 245 for Chelsea Chandler. Yesterday was actually minus 205 for Edwards when I broke the card down for the first time. When I see Edwards at minus 285, I'm like, shit, that's wide. Well, let's see what the decision prop is. Minus 230. So yeah, minus 450 for an over. There's not much you can do, but Jocelyn Edwards has a tactical skill set advantage, and I think that she has the ability to even reverse Chandler if they end up on the mat. I'll say
in my day, we used to be able. I just cut you off bad. Back in my day, we used to be able to bet the ladies' overs. How dare they consistently fucking price us out now? These bastards.
It's smart.
They figured out our game. How many times did I give out a women's over? I would do it, and they would hit all the time. Now I can't even do it anymore. They price it out.
You know what? For a minute, it was like minus 250 consistent. You see a minus 300. But now they're starting to spread them wider and wider. You see a minus 600. What did it open, though? Let me see. At open, it was minus 450. It's still minus 450 for the over.
You just parlay 2 ladies overs. You were eating consistently.
I know. The game's changed. We have to adapt and evolve, bro.
They caught on, man.
They caught us, bro.
Now you got to be on the other side at this point. Now you got to pick the women's fights that are going to finish. Which, by the way, I do believe one on this card will.
Ooh, let's see. Finch has got some magic cooking. Shout out to him. We're going Edwards. Let's keep cooking. Next fight on the card, Timmy Cuamba versus Rolando Romero. I like this matchup a lot, man. Or shoot, Roberto Romero. Rolando. I don't know where I'm going with it. Finch, I'm sorry. Romero, I'm sorry, man. We didn't mean to botch your name. That was the fumble. That was a bad fumble. Listen, I think that I'm going to go Romero to win a gritty fight. Tough back and forth. Cuamba's got decent lateral movement. He's got, solid straight shots. He's actually pretty quick with his hands, and he's not awful with his takedown game either. He's a decent prospect. Romero, similar instance, right? Decent prospect, loses the debut. Did drop David Onama in his debut early in their fight. That was pretty impressive, but did gas a little later. A worry with Romero is gas tank issues. That's kind of been a concern even of him not on short notice. So hopefully those are potentially shored up. We shall see. Cuamba, probably a little better from distance striking. Romero, better at boxing and close. He kind of brings that like Mexican style boxing. From close range, he rips pretty quick punches, but his kicking skill set from mid and long range isn't bad. He attacks the legs pretty nicely, and he's got some snap on his shots. I see it as a close one, kind of a coin flip fight between prospects, 0-1 in the UFC and 0-2. Cuamba did get handled pretty bad in the first 2 rounds against Lucas Almeida. I'm going to say Romero gets his hand raised. I'll say he pulls through in a gritty fight. But, close.
Because of the wrestling, because of the forward pressure that Romero brings. But it is a good fight. And I think in a kickboxing fight, you'd have to lean Cuamba. But in MMA with the pressure, I mean, he just fought fucking David Onama, and it was a decent fight. Cuamba can weather a storm, though. He's tough, durable. So that makes me think that he survives whatever Romero brings. 24 versus 25 years old, 2 absolute kids. I feel like Dana White calling them kids now, but that's where we're at this point, folks. All right? This point, I'm fucking 31, okay? I'm going to go with Romero based on forward pressure and grappling, but if this was a split decision, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, it wouldn't. It's like one of those fights that I expect it to be pretty tightly contested and a good back and forth. In some, opinions, it could be, a roster spot fight, like loser could leave town. Now, granted, Romero's 0-1 in the UFC and did well against Onama, so could be given a little extra leeway. But if Cuamba at 0-2 in the UFC goes to 0-3, I feel like not looking good. I feel like Romero's grittier, bro. And that's why I like him. He's a little grittier, more dirty, fights better in a dog fight. And I have to favor a scrappy fight, favoring Romero, and I feel like he'll find a way to scrap. And Cuamba, like even the win against Mateo Vogel on Contender, it was like coin flippy. Could have went towards Vogel. Wasn't super impressive, but he's all right. I mean, listen, the Balagioki fight, he gave a good account for himself on short notice. You got to respect the dude for being gritty like that, or excuse me, being tough like that. But I'm going Romero. He finds a way.
Yeah, and let's say he has a better gas tank this time too on a full camp and not taking it on short notice. I mean, you're fighting David Onama, who's a real UFC veteran, since 2021, been very consistent in the UFC. So fun fight between 2 kids. It is not out of the realm of possibility these 2 meet again in the future, very young in the game.
I'm going to say odds-wise, you're looking at the reality. -106 Cuamba, -114 Romero. Prospect fight, coin flip fight. Over 2.5 is -240. Romero by decision at +210. I feel like there is a pretty good chance these guys are going all 3.
I think so.
I think it's a scrappy fight, but I don't think anybody's getting put out.
Yeah, I think they're going to go long. I think Cuamba can survive whatever storm. And also, in the green zone, I think Cuamba is leading the dance. I'm going decision.
The thing about Cuamba I don't like too, the lack of head movement, dude, because he gets fucking caught on the center line constantly. So I feel like Romero also having a little bit better movement, a little more, slipping and sliding right from the shots. Yeah, I feel like Romero could catch him with something too. And Cuamba's chin's pretty good though. He gets dropped, but his recovery's there. So we're going Romero. When there's a will, there's a way. We're going with them. Let's get it. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, ladies going after it. Jacqueline Amorim versus Polyana Viana. Now, my pick is Jacqueline Amorim in this one, Mike Finch, but I will say her striking's a little flat. I'm not overly impressed with the stand-up game, but the jiu-jitsu is really, really good. Really nasty at an ability to get fights to the ground and an ability to finish fights. The one loss in the UFC, Sam Hughes. Fuck, man. Sam Hughes is the prospect killer for the most part.
For real.
Amorim was close to subbing her in that first round, but things fell apart a little later. The worry I have, though, is if Viana was able to survive early in the fight, Amorim's grappling, and just hold from the bottom and she gets dominated, she could land a big shot because she's shown power against Jinyu Frey. But the odds of that, I'd say, relatively low, which is why the betting lines are extremely wide between the two. I'm going to say Jacqueline Amorim is most likely going to win this fight by submission with a vastly superior grappling skill set and Polyana Viana having pretty bad takedown defense. I expect Amorim to get into a dominant position and probably finish.
I got Amorim via submission. I think she's going to finish the fight too. I think she's a lot better on the ground. Polyana Viana definitely has shown weakness there. And this girl don't give a fuck. She'll grab your glove to armbar you. She don't care. I think she's getting the fight finished. And so does Strictly Boxing? Question mark.
Hey.
Appreciate all you do, gents. Appreciate you, Strictly Boxing. Hey, you want to run into me in the wild? Come by UFC Gym Huntington Beach. We'll get some rounds in. All right, let's see those hands. Strictly Boxing. My pleasure to introduce you to the full-size cage at UFC Gym.
Shout out to him. Shout out my boy Strictly Boxing, man. I say, he's a boxing coach too. Coach
Is that
Matt.
right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's a good dude.
Fuck
Good
yeah.
dude.
Me too.
Shout out to him. Thanks for the $199, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's go. This fight, I mean, you think it's clear as day Amorim handles business?
Yeah. I mean, what,
It's just Viana is just so low caliber shit win, like not shit wins, but not good wins. I don't want to say shit. I don't want to absolutely hate her. It's just, Viana at moments, like we thought at one point she had potential some years ago. It's just, it never really came together. She's lost to girls that are not all that good. But the one fight though, that I have to give her respect on, she did go to the distance with Tabitha Ricci. Like she didn't get subbed up, but like Ricci's offensive submission threat is not as good as advertised. Amorim's more of a sub threat.
Tabitha Ricci loves going to decisions, bro. That's
She does. She's a decision queen.
She loves going to decisions. Yeah. She's not a baby shark doesn't, finish her meal, man.
No, she don't.
So Polyana Viana, just not Amorim's level on the ground, man. As soon as it hits the mat, I think choke or an armbar.
Odds for the submission, -135.
They expect it.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yeah.
Here's a ladies fight that's not expected to go over. Damn it, Vegas figured it out too.
What is the over is +200 if you play the over.
Really?
Yeah.
How dare they? I thought I had something unique here. Okay. I thought I figured something out here.
You would think about going under here, but you're laying -260 on the under, bro.
Fuck that shit. Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. I will not do that.
I'm looking at the money line. Have you seen the money line? It's -650 for Amorim.
I have no idea what odds are. Although I did place a couple bets last night super quick. So I saw that we'll cover it later. It's what?
-650.
Amorim?
Amorim's -650, bro.
You're bullshitting.
I'm dead ass serious, dude.
You're
It's disgusting. The odds are shit. Super wide lines, dude. Not close even in the slightest bit.
Whoa. That's crazy.
That's wide.
Wow, Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow, Vegas. Vegas don't
-250 at open though, so there's been some
Yeah.
shifts of those lines. A little cash flow coming in. There's like,
wow, my boy T at the gym today, he goes, Amorim, bro. I'm like, okay, all right. I didn't know what the fucking odds were.
Yeah. And now you're like -650. Yeah, Amorim.
Yeah, I'll be fucking watching popcorn. Fuck that shit. No, I'm good on betting on this fight then. Fuck it. There are too many good bets on this card. I told AJ before we went live, I've got 7 most confident. All right, I got 7 locks. I got to pick 5 out of my 7 favorites, So, there's a lot of money lines I like. I don't even need it.
Let's go. Amorim for the dub for us both. Come on now. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Cameron Saaiman versus Malcolm Wellmaker. I'm going with Malcolm Wellmaker. Range advantage, quicker stand-up, cleaner boxing. I think more power. Now, the thing with Saaiman is he is a good, relentless, high-output pressure kickboxer, but I feel like there's moments of vulnerability with his striking, like the way he'll lead with the head at times, and Peyton Talbot was fucking nailing him with shots. I feel like Malcolm Wellmaker has good reflexes, nice hand speed, and clean timing. I feel like he's going to find Saaiman's chin. Now, does he definitely put him away like Talbot did? No, that's not what I'm saying. But Wellmaker's gone 5 rounds before. I guess I'm not overly concerned about gas tank issues. I do recognize this is a big opportunity. Goes from Apex, contender series fight to now fighting in front of a big crowd at UFC Kansas City. But I'm going to say Wellmaker lives up to the expectations, and I think he beats Cameron Saaiman.
Wellmaker's on one for sure. He had a nice finish, but y'all must have forgot. All right? Cameron Saaiman can fucking fight, okay? He's got much better output, technical striking. I'm going to take the volume over the power here. I think that Cameron Saaiman is going to be able to get this thing done. Could he even be able to grapple a Wellmaker? We'll see. I think Wellmaker is going to gas in 2 and 3. Cameron Saaiman will pour it on heavy. This ain't Peyton Talbot, motherfuckers. I got Cameron Saaiman getting this thing done. And people were high on him before, and they stopped hitting. They were hitting something yesterday for 420, but it wasn't Cameron Saaiman. I'll tell you what, I'm not leaving him in the dust like that. I think Cameron Saimon's UFC experience counts for something, and that Wellmaker is going to find out when the fight gets tough. You know what else counts for something? Robert Tarver. The great and powerful Rob Tarver says, hey, Jay and Uncle Mikey, just a quick donation before I head off to bed. Had an early AM appointment with a new orthopedic doctor. Is going to do a TKR, not to be confused with a TKO, okay? TKR, total knee replacement on his left knee in a couple of weeks. Well, you know what? You'll have a flying knee like Jorge Masvidal, Robert Tarver, okay? When Clay Guida broke Rafael Dos Anjos' jaw, RDA got a titanium plate in there, and 2 out of his next 3 opponents broke their hand punching him in the face. Okay. So titanium can make it happen for you. And that knee replacement, I hope you're able to AJ DeVito somebody. Okay. If they give you a problem. All the best, Rob.
Shout out to you, man. I giving you well wishes on the total knee replacement. Listen, I hope you're fucking getting under the squat bar and doing 315 for reps after you get that new knee, my brother. Shout out to you, bro. Really, I hope everything goes well, bro. God bless.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, buddy.
So we got Saaiman pick for the Finch. I'll be honest with this one here. I was wondering which side you'd go because, you know, I can see the Saaiman argument, UFC experience, high volume, good output. You know, I guess I like Wellmaker's precision, man. I feel like he got that good timing with his hands. He's pretty quick. I like the way that he has good angle cutting and stuff like that with his striking flow. It's going to be a really interesting prospect battle, man. Yeah, it's a good matchup. Yeah.
And he's a man, you know. Cameron Saimon's like 25. This dude's like 30, you know, so that matters. It matters that he's a little more. But Cameron Saimon's UFC experience matters, man. Again, he's fought the Peyton Talbots. He's had some decent competition in the UFC. So I think you're going to get a strong performance out of Saaiman.
Respect to the Finch, man, throwing it on the underdog Saaiman, minus 105. So even money, but still an underdog. Minus 115 from Malcolm Wellmaker, looking towards an over 2.5, sitting at minus 180 chance of it, but I expect big shots on both sides. Money lines on this one is really your A side. I mean, Finch, do you feel like method of victory? You have one here that you like, or just
no way? I mean, decision.
Okay,
but no, I wouldn't touch method of victory when you got odds like this.
What's Wellmaker KO? I'm curious. What is that line? Wellmaker KO plus 350, decent, but not spectacular. Feel like this is one of those fights, man, where you're gonna find out either Wellmaker has really got some goods or Cameron Saimon's, you know, veteran savviness can pull through. We'll see.
25-year-old veteran, but no,
you're
right.
Yeah, he is.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, he's
got more experience.
Newcomer, so
yeah.
Let's go, Cameron. I think he can bounce back.
Let's go. Saaiman, 2 losses in a row, looking to stay alive in his UFC career. Wellmaker, undefeated. And listen, he's also a fucking welder by day, fighter by night. So give him respect, bro. A little blue collar savage stepping in the octagon this Saturday. I'm excited for the matchup, man.
Me too. A good fight between two kids. Great matchmaking.
Yeah, I agree, man. This card is actually like really well match made. A lot of fun fights. Some wide odds for sure, but a lot of good matchups.
Well, no, I mean, there's a lot of picks that I'm confident in too. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, of course. Yeah, I love going through this card.
Hey, Louis boy, my guy, thank you for 5 months of membership. Appreciate you boys for always keeping it real and staying authentic. AJ the GOAT. Finch loves playing. JK Finch, you're a G. Carlos KO. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. He's probably referencing the Wang fight. He is okay. That's pretty cool. Sure. All right, Louis boy. Just because I get the reference, you're good. Good man. Good man. Thank you.
Fuck. Oh shit. Shout out to you, brother. Holy hell. Let's keep running up the card. Next matchup on it, we got Damon Blackshear versus Alatengheili. I think Damon Blackshear handles business here. He's been looking good past 2 fights. I feel like he looks solid. Finishes over Cody Gibson and Cody Stammen. I like this matchup for him, man. Alatengheili, decent pressure wrestling. Rips some overhand shots to close distance. Striking is okay, but more so, you know, of a pressure-based, you know, control attack from him. Damon Blackshear's got really good jiu-jitsu. He's got strong wrestling. He took a short notice fight against Mario Batista and went tooth and nail with him. The hype kind of dwindled substantially after Montel Jackson knocked him out in 1 punch, but I think he's a lot better than that fight. I believe he just got caught with a perfect shot against a dangerous southpaw. Looking at the past 2, he's shown improvements in the striking, and the grappling is as good as ever. I think Damon Blackshear is pretty close to top 15 talent. I think Alatengheili's a tough customer, but I don't think the top 15 talent type thoughts with him. I'll say Damon Blackshear finds a way to win this fight. Better striking, cleaner striking, faster striking, and better grappling. And I can see Damon Blackshear having success. I'm going to say he beats Alatengheili. Could see a decision. Alatengheili only submitted once as a professional. It was a long time ago. But Blackshear has some nasty submissions. The dude has a twister win over Jose Johnson. You got to put respect on the threat of subs for him here. I think submission or decision probably. But, hey, maybe Blackshear shows the hands or jumps another flying knee out there and drops Alatengheili. But yeah, Blackshear to win straight down the center.
Twister, you know, rear naked strangle over Cody Stammen, Kimura over Cody Gibson. Had a little bit of a competitive fight with Cody Gibson there. That wasn't great, but I do think Blackshear dominates this fight. I do think you could go with him. Even on the feet, you know, he's not out of sorts here. Alatengheili, obviously a competent striker, but I do think Blackshear strangles him. Yeah, I think he could sub him. Am I chasing that prop? No, but I do like Damon Blackshear here. I do think he gets it done. I think he's better than Alatengheili, and whether it be a finish or not, you know, Blackshear is a confident pick.
Yeah, same here. Jacob Salt, thank you for $4.99. I'm glad to see you in good spirits, AJ. Let's cash, my brother, man. I'm feeling good. Thank you for the $4.99. Ready to rock, bro. Reinvigorated, little off-week action now. I'm salivating at the bit to watch some fucking fights, man. So happy to be back, bro. Shout out. Odds for the fight are wide, Mike Finch. Minus 400 for Damon Blackshear, but ultimately he becomes a parlay piece. On the opposite side, plus 330 for Alatengheili. I don't want to chase an over. I don't really want to chase a prop. Blackshear by sub is plus 185, and Alatengheili being a hard guy to submit, I don't think the value is great for that. If Blackshear were to win by a decision, it's plus 130. The only prop that's making you cash is if you're chasing knockout at plus 550, man.
Yeah, which I think all of it's live, but you know, method of victory is kind of hard on this one, man. Alatengheili might be able to drag him long. Plus money to go long is interesting, but you know, that feels like gambling. So Blackshear, and you know, if you need to make it a parlay piece, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think so. Parlay piece, Damon Blackshear, W incoming this Saturday, and I'm excited for the fight. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Chris Gutierrez versus John Castañeda. I feel like these guys have been scheduled a lot, man.
I know, that's why I said maybe.
Maybe. Oh my God. I don't know. You know what's crazy is initially I was going Castañeda, but now I have the haunt about it. I don't know. I think Gutierrez is gonna win. I'm thinking the leg kick. I think it's striking from distance. I went back and said, you know what? Let's give it another look. Let me not be overzealous on Castañeda. And seeing the success rate that Marcos had with a tactical striking approach, I'm like, Gutierrez isn't washed. It's like somehow I had this fabrication I was building in my mind. He's washed, but it's like, he went distance with Song Yadong. Say what you want about the controversial end. Song Yadong is a win over Henry Cejudo. He's a really dangerous contender. Fight after that, he beat Kwang Lee. Not a super impressive fight, but did enough to win. My worry with Gutierrez is the fucking mental game, bro. At times, he tends to make mistakes and lose his confidence. But if he can stay tactical, we're in the big cage. He's going to have a lot of room to strike. Castañeda is not like a blue chip wrestler coming out like a madman shooting crazy doubles. He can wrestle a bit, but is not super high caliber. Comes with a boxing approach, but his legs are going to be chopped up here. I'm going to say Chris Gutierrez can have one of those bounce back type performances and get at least a moderate amount of hype back on his stock, man. So I'll say Gutierrez decision.
Yeah, I think Gutierrez' decision is a nice pick here. I think he's going to out-kickbox Castañeda. I thought it before as well. Now, funny you say that you pick Flip because I thought, didn't Gutierrez pull out of the last one? So that's not great,
It's not.
I don't love that,
How long ago was it? It was, let me see. I'll double check. You keep talking, for I'll look.
Couple months ago, because I very, very well remember breaking this fight down.
No, Castañeda last time was out. He pulled out due to illness.
Castañeda is the one who pulled out. I am now more confident in Gutierrez. I think Gutierrez is a better striker. I do think his takedown defense is good enough here. I think he schools Castañeda, kicks him up. Clean kickboxing, 30-20, 30-27. Is that how math works? Decision. Yeah. I feel like we're gonna see a nice performance by Gutierrez here. Don't tell me he's dog money.
Minus 140, so not so not so much, like, brother.
I'm not gonna tell you he's dog money. Fuck, really? All right.
I know.
Minus 140. It is what it is. I like it. Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Smacking him up on the feet. Picking his shots well, looking relatively slick. I think he takes a decision home. Gutierrez by decision is plus 100. So, have fun with that one. There really is nothing there. Over 2.5, minus 350. Gutierrez money line, minus 140. Not awful. I feel like Chris wins this fight, man. The odds are close. It was minus 110 earlier. Now it's minus 140. It is what it is. I do think he pulls through. I think so, man. I think that he's going to be able to produce a pretty high volume here. I think Castañeda has to get these takedowns. Yeah. And if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble quick. So high volume, Gutierrez, make him puke something up after that food poisoning. Why the fuck is everybody getting food poisoning? Okay. Where are you guys eating on fight week? Can we shore it up a little bit? Okay. Chicken pad thai, not the move. Not the fucking move. Where are they getting bad tacos and shit? Guys, stop going to fucking Avila's before the fight. Okay. Can we get some pre-made meals? Where is your chef? Can we get a Performance Institute chef? Can we get some pre-made meals here? I don't know. Too much food poisoning going around pre-fight this year.
You got the dono, Finch?
You want to bring it up? I don't know.
Oh my God. Thank you for $9.99 cotton candy, Chris.
Pause.
Thank you for, I don't know. Thank you for at least paying me to say this weird shit. Yo, AJ, had the strangest dream about your Slim Jim last night. If you only did $1.99, I wouldn't have said it, but you did give us $10. So
we're just cotton candy, Chris. We're just gonna move on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for the money, man.
Hey, man. Let the man dream.
Let him dream. You know what I appreciate? I take it as a very great compliment. Thank you, bro. I've been working out hard. I've been, doing my hair nicely. I appreciate it, man.
Just going to skip this one. We'll move on Gutierrez.
Let's go. Gutierrez W incoming. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Evan Elder versus Gage Young. Cool battle of prospects. Gage Young coming off Contender Series. He did lose, but he won a fight in the interim, and now he's getting this short notice chance against Evan Elder. Elder was initially supposed to fight Ahmed Hassanzada. Hassanzada was removed from the fight. I don't want to go into specific details, but let's just use proper terminology. It was a SA against a young person. That's all I'll say. Hassanzada has been released from the UFC since then. Let's talk about the actual matchup, though. Evan Elder is my pick to beat Gage Young. I like Evan Elder. He kind of reminds me of like an orthodox young Dustin Poirier, man. I think he's got relatively good boxing. I feel like he's pretty well-rounded. He's a strong guy. And I think Gage Young is talented, but being 4 years younger and less experienced at a high level, I have to favor Elder's UFC and experience. And like, he looked pretty good at all of his lightweight fights. I mean, doing damage in the past couple, but also even the Nazim Sadikov fight. Like, I think arguably he's winning that fight before the doctor's stoppage, and Sadikov's decent. I think Gage Young is biting off a little more than he can chew, especially coming in on short notice against a guy who's got 4 UFC fights. I'm going to say Evan Elder takes home a win, maybe a unanimous decision, possibility of a knockout, but Gage Young, pretty tough kid. I'm going to say that Evan Elder, a bit cleaner with the stand-up, a bit physically stronger. Gage Young and able to implement the wrestling game or even the striking flow. I don't think he finds the knockout shot, and I'll say Evan Elder finds a way to win.
I mean, Gage Young's loss on Dana White's Contender Series was Killian Salkilled. That's the dude who fucking smashed Anshul Jubli in 19 seconds. Remember the Indian Khabib? Wasn't that?
I know.
He said he was the Indian Khabib, right?
Impressive.
19 seconds them. You know, Killian Salkilled's pretty good. And then bounces back with an Eric Grant left hook knockout outside of the UFC, and here he is back. So fucking tough test for Evan Elder. I think Gage Young's actually good. But it's Evan Elder, man. Yeah. Evan Elder's solid. A young Dustin Poirier is a big compliment. I don't know if he's that good with his boxing, but yeah, it's nice. You know, Darius Flowers, not great. You know, and against the better competition, he did lose. But you know, 1 win in 2023, 1 win in 2024. Let's see if he could pick up a win in 2025. I don't know why Evan Elder's not more active, but I wish he was. I do think he could definitely grow into a force to be reckoned with in the UFC. So let's see what he could do against this kid. Fun matchup. I got Evan Elder.
Let's go. Evan Elder, the pick for us both. And Manziman, thank you for the 777. What's up, fellas? Just got off, and now it's time to catch up with the GOATs of MMA. Let's go. Hey, you're a G, Manziman.
Let's go, Manziman. Let's go, man. Yeah, I just got off too. What was it? Hour before. I come here, I wolf down some food, and I hang out with you motherfuckers. Good to see you, Manziman. Thank you for the 777. He's just trying to bless us with some good luck with those numbers. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate you a lot. Big W to Manziman. Now, the odds for this fight, Mike Finch, are relatively wide. I mean, as expected, right? Gage Young, 2-1. Excuse me. Evan Elder, 2-1 favorite. Gage Young, plus 170 underdog. Actually, not crazy wide odds for a guy coming in on, you know, a week's notice, and Gage Young. Yeah, I think Evan Elder should win. The UFC experience mixed with the just, you know, more man strength, being 4 years older. I think he's pretty good. I like Evan Elder's chances. Picking a finish is tough here. I feel like decision. Gage Young's tough, dude. Gage Young's got UFC potential. I like his style. I think he's promising. It's just one of these spots where it's like, like as good as Gage Young seems to be, because both guys are 9-2, but the level is different, right? Last fight, Eric Grant, 6-4. Now, obviously, the Quillian Salkild fight was a competitive decision, which he lost. Salkild's good. The fight before, though, he beat Josh Tully, who was 5-5. Before that, it was Brexton Everett, who was 2-7. Manny Murrow, who was 13-8. So, you know.
Bruh. You know? But, you know, some of those records you see like, oh, they're feeding them. Nobody's. Dude, sometimes on the regional scene, people pull out. You'll have my boy David Rivera had 4 different opponents his last fight. You know? It's just a fucking revolving door. Because if you're good on the regional scene, people don't necessarily want to fight you yet. You know? They'll fight you for the UFC title. Yeah. But they don't want to fight you for $500. You know? So that's an issue people have. It's not necessarily that they're just padding the records. With that being said, AJ points out a valid concern, the lack of real competition. Evan Elder's had better competition. Evan Elder is his elder, 28 years old versus 24. You got to think Evan Elder can find a way to get this thing done.
Let's go. Evan Elder for the win, and Manziman with the double dono. Thank you again. Monday Moneyline requires double donos. Let's have a huge weekend. Let's go. Let's go, Manziman. Thank you for
Manziman,
777.
thank you. Thank you. Double donos. That's the fucking man. That's the man right there. Appreciate you, Manziman. I like
guy.
it.
My guy's got me fucking
with the
dancing.
7. You know, that's my wife's favorite number. I'll let her know.
Let's go. Shout out. Elder W. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card. It brings us to
the main event of the evening. Matt, the headliner Schnell versus Who Gives a Flick.
You know what, Finch? I'm hoping that maybe we can get you doing some announcing for one of these matchups. That was pretty good.
It's time. I go full Bruce, bro. I'll do the straight up mimic.
That's funny. You think you do the mimic better than the guy who's known for mimicking him? The guy who was doing Game Bread FC's little announcing?
Mimicking Bruce? I actually did not put that together.
Yeah.
I like Bruce's style. You know, I've met Michael Buffer. Oh, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. You know, I like Bruce's style. Bruce is just fucking screaming at you, you know? Bruce is the real deal. So
he is.
I prefer the Bruce Buffer approach. I can't rip him. I would try to do my own thing, but heavy Bruce Buffer influence. Okay, you know who else is a heavy influence? This guy's buying us off like we're politicians.
Holy shit.
Okay? We're getting bought off like politicians. The trading champ says, "Good night, fellas." Putting the house and kids' college fund on Gary. Trading champ, don't do it. All right. First of all, okay, don't bet what you're not willing to lose. Okay, if you don't mind losing,
bro, he's chilling.
The house, AJ, the fucking house, and the kids' college fund on the cock. Holy shit! I don't know if I've ever said that word out loud, dude. You know, I would. You know, after reading this comment, trading champ, I would caution you to stick around to the end of the show. Okay, that's my advice to you. All right,
let's go. Stick
around till the end of the show, and we'll break down that main event for you, brother.
Let's go. Shout out the trading champ. Thank you for $99.99. You
very fucking generous, homie. Already dropped a $2.99 earlier. Pitbull never stood a chance.
Savage.
So my man is up to $400. Huge respect. Thank you so much. Helps us do what we do. I have to buy Adobe Audition tonight for my wife. He just made that happen. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Let's get into it. We got the featured prelim. We got Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. He knew.
I mean, he gave us 400. I gotta say.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going Prates, brother. I'm going fucking.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We already knew. I saw it in your face. He's going Prates.
Thank you, trading champ.
So I think that Jimmy Flick's resurgence incoming straight to the title. He's the kryptonite to Alexandre Pen. No, I'm joking around. I'm going to say Matt Schnell finds a way. I mean, listen, Matt Schnell is never in a boring fight. He's an absolute savage brawler. He's a boxer brawler. He likes to scrap. I mean, his submission game is kind of there, but it's for the most part scrapping, dogfight in a war. Jimmy Flick's striking's not good, but his jiu-jitsu is really fucking good. Like, I'll give Jimmy Flick some credit. Slick jiu-jitsu skills early in his UFC career, hit that triangle on Cody Durden, but then retired afterwards and decided to stop fighting. You know, he's won one fight since the comeback, but I'm going to go with Schnell. I think they got a matchup for him that he can win. Both these guys have retired. Schnell, after the last fight, called it a career. I thought it was over for him, but he decided he wants to do another one. And we're in Kansas City, and he's looking to, maybe close the chapter of his fighting career. But you know what? If he wins, though, he ain't retiring. That's what I think. Like, they give you these matchups like, yo, winnable fight. This is one you can go out on. All right, I won. My confidence is back. I'm fighting. I'm going for the title. So I'm going to say Matt Schnell does find a way to win this fight. But, you know, he has to be a little cautious on the ground with Jimmy Flick because the submission threat is real. But I think Schnell's hands are better, man.
Completely real. Jimmy Flick submitted Cody Durden and Malcolm Gordon. Those are not bad submission victories, all things considered, especially since we're talking about a Matt Schnell across from him who has lost to Cody Durden via submission, who has been knocked out by Steve Erceg. He made us think Steve Erceg was a good striker. Okay,
Steve's good. Steve's a good striker. You saying Steve's not good? He loses to Moreno and Kai. Come on.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
This guy's something else. Shit.
Machnell's the pick, but I think people are jumping on this a little harder than I would. Yeah, Machnell should win this fight. Machnell's a much better striker. Machnell should be better at wrestling, but the submission grappling ability of Jimmy Flick is real. I wouldn't count it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't count it out, but I'm going to pick Schnell. Is it a bet? No. I think betting on either one of these guys is a recipe for disaster, but maybe you could have a little fun and you could say, okay, we got Schnell at minus 255. I won't touch the money line. You got the KO prop for Schnell at plus 145, and you got Flick by sub at plus 325. I don't know what you want to do with that. Maybe something's calling your name. Does it go over a round and a half? That's minus 140 if you play over 1.5 rounds and you sweat.
I would not fuck with under overs on this fight,
I wouldn't,
dude. Yeah. I would not. I think you're a straight degenerate if you're fucking around with under overs on Matt Schnell versus Slick Jimmy Flick.
Super slick. Slick hands. Slick. So the pick is Schnell. Probably a KO, but if Jimmy Flick hits him with a triangle choke, some weird shit after getting dropped, I won't be that shocked.
I'm teaching a flying triangle to two girls at the gym on Thursday. That might be the move, dude. That might be the Jimmy Flick move. Flying fucking triangle. Why not, Jimmy? At this point, you're never gonna get a title shot, dude. Just you want to be on the ESPN highlight reel? Flying triangle match now, and you will have my respect.
I like it. We're going Schnell for the W, all things considered, but expect a weird fight. It's actually a fun matchup. It's kind of one of those like gamblers beware fight, but if you was talking about entertaining MMA and making picks, like this is a cool matchup, and I'm looking forward to watching it. I like Matt Schnell. Every single time he fights, it's damn entertaining. So give the guy some credit. He does not know how to be in a boring fight. But then that also worries me because he doesn't know how to calm down. It's just always a dog fight. But I'll say he beats Jimmy Flick by knockout.
Yeah, Matt Schnell, TKO would not surprise me. Yes, I think Matt Schnell's striking is just too much better for Jimmy Flick, especially at this point.
Let's go. Let's keep running. Let's jump to the main card. If you guys haven't, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. We got Ikram Aliskerov versus André Muniz. Listen, this should be a slaughter. It's Ikram Aliskerov. Probably a finish by knockout. I think he could sleep Muniz on the feet, but he can take him down and get to mount and pound him out. I mean, Muniz was mounted by Jung Park. And listen, I like Park. The Iron Turtle's a gangster. But come on, bro. It's Ikram Aliskerov. Aliskerov has good boxing, and he hits really hard. He's got nasty wrestling, and he's strong as fuck. Muniz, he's got good jiu-jitsu, but I think it is extremely unlikely that he finds a submission against Ikram Aliskerov. I feel like he's going to get absolutely handled in this matchup here. Probably a finish within the first 2 rounds. Ikram, you think it's a ground and pound finish, or you think maybe he chins him on the feet?
Bro, are my fucking eyes bad? 2023 was the Young Park fight? Does not seem like 2023. It was that long ago since he fought?
Isn't that crazy? That feels like it was sooner. It was, it was a year and 4 months ago, bro.
Yo,
been a minute, right?
What? I remember breaking that fight down with you. Isn't that crazy?
That is
2023. Crazy. I'm looking at that like, huh?
That's
2023. Is December. Okay. Wow. So he took 2024 off. Yeah, not good. Okay. Muniz already, can we just say it? Already kind of a quitter, kind of a guy who finds his way out, just conveniently forgets how to fight for a little bit when shit's going tough, kind of hangs on, waiting for that bell. And Aliskerov, chip on his shoulder, something to prove, great wrestling, got knocked the fuck out by Rob Whittaker, but that was a Rob Whittaker with his back against the wall too. That was a Rob Whittaker who, was vicious. And so I do think that with a much less vicious opponent, a guy who's got competent kickboxing and nice jiu-jitsu, but if he only had a heart. Was it a boss?
He reminds me of that though. Even the
Yeah.
Tin Man. He
Yeah.
reminds me of the Tin Man a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the Tin Man doesn't find his heart here, and that the grueling wrestling of Aliskerov gets to him. Aliskerov all day.
Aliskerov all day should find dominance in this fight. Don't don't write him off. He's still amongst the higher level. I know Rob Whittaker handled him, but bro, it's fucking Rob Whittaker. Rob Whittaker's an absolute legend of this fucking game.
And he's got hands too. Like Muniz doesn't have hands like that.
Nah, he's actually got like kind of sloppy striking. I feel he's kind of slow on the feet. I feel he reminds me of like the jiu-jitsu fighter striking. That's what the vibe I get with Muniz, you know.
He can kick,
Mhm.
he can move with you a little bit, but I think Aliskerov slightly better striking, significantly better wrestling, significantly better like heart, I think is one way to say it, but future in the UFC, I think he's hungry. I think he's going to fight well.
I agree. We're going Aliskerov all day. Finch, do you know the lines?
Aliskerov is a favorite.
Aliskerov is a minus 500 favorite.
Damn.
It's 5-1, dude.
Damn. No, they must have moved, bro.
It's gotten wide, bro. It was minus 700 actually at open. So this got a little closer.
Okay.
Minus 500 somehow seems valuable on this card. I'm seeing so many minus fucking 650s and shit.
All of a sudden
it's in. Do you see who just dropped a dono? The Savage. Look who it is.
He's still up. Michael Bowman. You're supposed to be sleeping, Mike. You got to get rest. Hi, guys. I'm up late for me. Don't tell the wife. All right. I got to be quiet. I'm kind of loud, I'm not known for being quiet, dude. Ever since kindergarten, the teacher's been telling me to shut up, So I might not be the best for being quiet. However, the love comes right back at you, Mr. Bowman. You get your beauty sleep so you can get ready to get that successful, creation of a cyborg. You're going to go from human to part human, part cyborg. You're going to fuse with the AI. Okay. It starts with the knee, but next up, we'll have you in the Neuralink line. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Mike.
Michael Bowman, shout out to you, bro. Love you too, my brother. And appreciate a very generous $50 donor. I hope life is well. I'm glad you're doing okay. And it's good to see you back, OG. Shout out to Michael Bowman, man. Let's go. We got another one, Finch. We got another dono. $2.99. AJ, thank you. Gun to your head. Safest bet to throw $1 million on. I guess Ikram Aliskerov.
Safest bet to throw $1 million on? Jeez.
Go for the underdog, dude. That's it.
And Bowman donated $50, so I'm doing this for Bowman. No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking at my favorites, man. God, if Jacqueline Amorim loses to Polyana Viana, what is life? Yeah, Aliskerov's not a crazy one. It's not a crazy one.
No.
It's really not. So, yeah. Okay. We can go with it.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the direction to go down. I think that's the way. That's the way. That is the Aliskerov to smash the guy. I think KO is live. It's minus 175. Bro, like, I think, honestly, I like a chalky-ass parlay this week. Just give me, like, a couple super confident favorites. Call it a fucking weekend. That's it.
I had, when I was fucking around the other day, I did 2 3-fight parlays, I believe.
I like it. I like it. Let's go. Sneak preview from the Finch. You got 2 3-fight parlays. Oh, shit. He's cooking up.
We're cooking.
Let's go. Let's go. Aliskerov, destruction. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Randy Brown versus Nicolas Dalby. I am picking Randy Brown to win. I think the slicker hands are going to be a factor. I think the big cage is nice for him. He'll get moving and he'll work his boxing. Dalby's got relentless pressure and he's a high volume striker with a really good gas tank, but he did get caught by Fakhretdinov in round 1 and put down. Now he gave Fakhretdinov a tough ass fight. To be honest, bro, when I watch Fakhretdinov at the end of fights, I'm like, this guy's 23-2 as he's winging these fucking shots like this. I'm like, I don't even understand MMA sometimes when I see shit like that. Randy Brown's a tactical boxer. His grappling defense is good. He lost to Brian Battle, but he kind of just got smothered up against the cage there. And, Battle matches him more so in the height department, whereas, Nicolas Dalby is a good amount shorter than him, which I really think favors the side of Randy Brown, striking well from the outside, 6'3" to 5'11", 74.5-inch reach to 78. I think Randy Brown from distance is able to do relatively well here, and I think he lands some nice shots and outworks Dalby. Could he put him away? Maybe with the counter right hand, but decision won't shock me either. I'm going Randy Brown.
Yeah, I came here to go Randy Brown, but Dalby's got fucking pressure, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dalby's got heart, dude. Are you not impressed by the grind that my man embraces? My wife is coming up to me right now in full armor. Oh my goodness. What is this? Her dad got her full ass armor. This is crazy. Wow. I mean, it does kind of fit. At least this one actually fits. This is crazy. Wow. I think she's going to come on the show. Do we want that?
Breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, let's see this armor.
Let's see if I can get
Lean in here.
Replacing Mike Finch for the day.
Look at
That's
this.
sick, actually. Holy shit.
Holy. Look at this. This is legit metal. That is legit metal. That is not, yeah.
That's funny as hell. Holy shit. Finch, I expect you to wear that during one of these shows. What the hell, man? I need the shoulder plates on you.
I might have to rock that. I mean, this is definitely it fits to her body.
I
So
got arm bracers and leg greaves as well. So
wow.
yeah.
Souped up.
So,
Catch me at the Ren Fair.
Let's go. Ready for war right here. Holy
yeah, she ain't playing. Very nice. It actually does fit you. Yeah.
That's great. That's like the medieval MMA, M1
Bro.
Global was doing that shit.
But I live in a home where my wife walks around in fucking medieval armor. Okay, what's going on over here? All right, I don't know.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, she's getting ready for that medieval MMA. Yeah, exactly.
That's funny as shit.
Fernandov.
Holy shit. That's funny, yo.
What were we talking about? How
I think she just pushed you towards Dalby. That's some Viking shit right there.
A bad motherfucker, I feel like Randy Brown's more talented. Randy Brown's, good striker. Split decision with with Battle. But Dalby split decision with Renat Fakhretdinov. Fucking pushes a real pace, doesn't get tired, tough as nails, runs the risk of getting chinned, but I'm gonna lean Dalby.
Wow. Finch on the show. Going Dalby for the W. You know what the lines are, Mike Finch? Plus money, plus 195, my brother. Plus 195. You got a good size underdog here in Dalby. You know he'll fight for your money. Dalby always does. Yeah.
He's got fire, man. My man Dalby's going for it. He'll throw the kitchen sink at you.
Yes, you will. Let's go. Respect to Finch going the big dog. I guess I'm going the chalk minus 230. Randy Brown. You think this fight's going distance? You think it's a back and forth decision?
Yeah. Dalby with a fucking split decision, dude. That's how these boys gonna get down. Both coming off of split decisions.
Dalby by decision plus 325. Over 2.5 minus 260.
By the way, why would somebody chase that? No need for that. You're getting a 2-1 dog. You say thank you.
Thank you, and let's get to work.
Don't chase that decision prop.
Gervin and a Machado. Thank you for 190. He says best in the game. Finch, let's eat. #premium. Shout out to the boy.
Gervin. He's talking about the premium channel where I drop my favorite bets. Gervin, I am fucking feeling it this week. I've already put up plenty. Okay, got multiple bets out. Dog money, parlay, straight money line, etc. I'm going to drop those right after this. I appreciate your patience. Let's eat.
How much is the premium, Finch? I got a question from Louis Boy here.
Premium is $20. $20. You could DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you in. If you're trying to contact me, like if you want some fucking 15-leg parlay or, sometimes I cook shit up, right? That one just ended. But I'll cook another one up. If you ever want some shit like that, you could DM at Mike Finch MMA. But if you just want to get into premium, just DM at Mike Finch Show. My guy T will get you in there. And, if you pay multiple cards in advance, he'll take money off. I let T deal with that shit, right?
Yeah.
My focus, Who am I betting on? Right? Tease focus, all that other shit. So DM at Mike Finch Show. He'll get you in.
Let's go. Shout out to him. AJ, thank you for 299. Sorry, Finch. I wasn't fam with your game, Smith sub. Fan?
I wasn't fam with your game. You weren't family with my game. Smith sub. Is he talking about the co-main event?
He's jumping way ahead, dude.
AJ, we don't even know what the fuck you trying to say, homie. I'm trying to help you out here. Smith sub over Zhang?
Familiar, he said. Familiar. That's what
I wasn't familiar with your game, with my game. What game? You talking about like I could pull a wife who's into medieval shit? What game are you talking about, bro? Talking about my premium channel?
I don't know.
With my game. I like Monopoly. I've been looking for somebody to play Monopoly with me. I haven't played Monopoly in years.
Finish. You got to get maybe the Monopoly with the premium. That's it.
I think so, bro. What the fuck? Nobody will play with me. My friends and family will not play with me.
Damn.
I'm like, let's play Monopoly. They're like, that's a 3-hour game. I'm like, that's the point. The point is that it's 3 hours. Okay? Well, you can't enjoy my company for 3 hours?
They said no.
I
They're
sit
sick
with all
of
of
you.
you on the internet for 1.5 or 2 hours. These fucking people get to sit with me in real life. They can't put up with me for 3 hours while I fucking collect boardwalk and dunk on them. I think that's the problem. So, big fan. Big fan. My Monopoly game just collects dust. If that's the game that you're talking about, AJ, I'm sure it's not. You could jump in. Smith by sub's crazy, bro. I don't think so.
Nah. And Gervin, thank you for $4.99. We appreciate the super sticker, bro. We appreciate it, you gangster.
Thank you, Gervin. You're a gem. Thank you.
He's a gem. He's a gem. Chat's gems.
A lot of gems in the chat.
Finch is reading everything now.
I am. I'm like my wife and I play role play in the bedroom. Blah, blah, blah. I'm fucking reading through the shit. Like Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, man.
Jesus Christ. All right. Let's go up to date. So I missed some of you for sure. Yeah, I'm on Dalby, but hey, man, teach their own. I feel like I've been doing pretty good with the dogs this year. And I don't plan on changing that, So
let's go. I'm excited to see what you have in these next few fights, though, for sure. Because we got some damn good ones, man. Finch going Dalby, Savage Dog. I'm going Brown. Let's keep on running. Next fight, we got Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. I'm going to pick Abus Magomedov. Michel Pereira is a terrifying force in round one, but that power bar dwindles, man. That power bar dwindles each and every minute that ticks by. Abus Magomedov has a good sniper striking style that I think can keep him relatively safe with Pereira. Now, I know Pereira was terrifying. 3 straight 1-minute finishes in his middleweight early run. And then Anthony Hernandez handled business against him, but he had good moments early in the fight. I think Abus Magomedov could have success wrestling here. If he can survive that early Pereira storm, I think he can win this fight. Michel Pereira, what I don't like is, even though he went to the 5th round with Hernandez, he was more just in survival mode. And there is a bit of like a detriment to his game, being so dangerous early. When things begin to kind of fall apart, I think you can lose a bit of confidence, and Abus Magomedov is going to be able to nab some takedowns. He's going to be able to control a bit. I think he's a better wrestler. I think he's a better grappler between the two. Striking wise, Pereira is terrifying, but Magomedov is still technically sound. And I know Pereira caught him with a big shot and hurt him, but look at the positives from that fight. I thought Abus Magomedov was looking really good at his technical kickboxing from range. Going to have a nice reach advantage here. I also said this, man. Michel Pereira showing the wilt in the past. I actually made a joke because I guess, I don't know if this is true or not. This could be just a joke, that it was like exposed that he had like a girlfriend at the event, but a wife at home or something like that. He's fallen into the lust of the flesh. You understand? He has the wilt inside of him. Okay. He falls into temptation.
Do you not remember Sean Strickland fucking TKO and A-Bus? A-Bus had enough, dog.
That was a robbery, bro. It was a robbery.
Come on.
Yeah, he robbed him, man. He tripped.
Come on.
He tripped. Nah, listen, it's Sean Strickland. I think Abus Magomedov's live to pull through in this one. I question Pereira's gas tank a lot, and Abus Magomedov's a good size middleweight. And if he can wrestle a bit and not get clipped early, I think he can win this fight.
I think this is the toughest fight on the card for me to pick. My head is telling me Michel Pereira, so I'll go with that. But something in my gut says that A-Bus can pull this thing out. You know, after you see a performance like Michel Pereira just had, you got to have a lot of questions. But he is such a phenomenal athlete. He's such a talented striker. He does have quality wins in the UFC. You know, I've told you guys before, I saw him at the Performance Institute. He looked like not human. I mean, he is just a freak, man. He's a big, powerful, athletic freak of a human being. But, you know, A-Bus can fight, and his kickboxing's decent. And, you know, if you could drag him onto the ground, that would be phenomenal. You could, when you get Michel Pereira tired, I think that's a key. And in a 3-round fight here with a guy who's not a great grappler, I'm going to lean Michel Pereira. That's where my head's at. But a good fight, and like I said, one of the tougher ones to pick on the card.
I think valid point. I like to hear, though, that you're at least tossing a little bit with this one, because I think it's more of a competitive fight. I think some people look instant Michel Pereira first round knockout, but Magomedov's pretty good, man. So I definitely think he's got a chance.
The way you get Michel Pereira to tire out is wrestling him. Is that what A-Bus is going to do?
Dude, I saw Abus training with Ikram Aliskerov. I know his takedown game's coming together. I don't know. I think Abus can raise Dagestan blood, brother. You know, Dagestan blood. I'm like going back to the OG days, a little OV for the W, you know?
OG days. You say that every fucking card. What are you talking about?
A lot less in 2025.
OV every fucking card is the OV EV parlay.
Yeah, I've picked against a handful of them, though.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. Literally a handful. Literally 5 in the last fucking 2 years. But yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll be on the other side of this one. I'll be on the favorite, but interesting dog take, AJ. I like that. You know, I can see where this thing can go sideways for Michel Pereira. I could see it.
Let's go. Odds for the fight: Pereira -132, Abus +112. So pretty close lines between the two of them here. And I anticipate a pretty badass fight. I'm excited, man. I like this matchup a lot, man. As soon as I saw it on the card, I'm like, yeah, this is a cool fight. Because Pereira, you know, he's good. He's explosive. He's terrifying. He is an absolute force to be reckoned with early. But as the fight continues, he wears out. And Magomedov had cardio issues of the past, but I personally think that he's overcome those issues. And I think his gas tank looks good and he wrestles here.
Yeah, him wrestling is interesting. But I got to believe in things based on evidence. I've seen him do too much kickboxing to pick him. But I did also write down right underneath it, good fight. Hit me with the odds.
Odds are -132, Pereira +112, Abus Magomedov.
Yeah, it's not crazy. So something like that.
Let's go. Finchman going the powerhouse Pereira. I'm going with Dagestan blood, Magomedov. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card. It's a feature fight. Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. This one's special for us, man. Last week, Giga Chikadze came on the show. We chatted up with him. And Finch, you were able to get Giga on the show. He's your boy. So I'm going to let you break this one down for us.
That's my fucking guy. For those of you that don't know, now you know that Giga left King's MMA. He is over at Classic Fight Team. He's over there with the Rotolo brothers training jiu-jitsu. He's over there sparring André Feely. He's getting drop-ins from the champ Merab Divashvili. They have been hating on the way I say that last name.
Divalishvili. You got to say it like you're from there.
I got it right?
You're close.
Divalishvili.
You got to get a little more throat in it, though. Divalishvili.
Pause. Chill, AJ, chill. I've had the privilege of watching Giga spar championship rounds with Merab. He looks really good. I mean, not to say anything more about training. He looks better to me. You know, something I've seen him work on is that takedown defense. Something I've seen him improve on is how he does when his back's on the fence. The problems he had against like a Calvin Kattar were on the ground. I think it's going to be very tough for Onama to get him down there. He said it himself to us on the show. He's like, I'm an MMA fighter now. You know, I'm a real MMA fighter now. I could fight everywhere. if you're at distance with Giga, you're getting knocked the fuck out. He puts people the fuck out. And Calvin Kattar years ago was the man, and Arnold Allen is fucking really good. So the competition level too, I don't think Onama's quite there. Onama is a real test for him, but you're going to give me Giga at dog money. I got Giga Chikadze, body kick knockout.
Savage, Mike Finch. I'm going Giga Chikadze too.
Let's
go. I think he can pull through. I'm doing it. And it's not just because he was our boy, but I was like, I've heard the info, the new truths is changing gyms, right? Which I think is a positive for him. I feel like Onama hasn't proven himself amongst the elite. He did good with Romero, but he did get dropped, right? He beat Gabriel Santos by knockout, but he got touched in that fight. Nate Landwehr was able to beat him 4 fights ago. It's not like Onama is this, picture perfect prospect, right? We've seen flaws in his game. He's explosive. He's heavy-handed, but he's not hyper elite in any area. I'd say he's good overall and very athletic. I love Giga Chikadze's technical stand-up game. I think defensively he's sound in the grappling space. And I feel like the gas tank holds up. Last time against Arnold Allen, he won the first round. Like, it's just a round. But still, he won the first round against a really good fighter in Arnold Allen. And, that's elite caliber. Onama hasn't touched that level yet. I think Giga Chikadze wins this fight, man. And I was surprised to see him as an underdog last week. I'm surprised even now. Plus 145 dog status for Giga Chikadze against David Onama here.
I'll just tell you straight up, I got it at even sweeter odds. It was plus 150 something. I was like, huh? Plus 150 something. Jumped on it. Man. Yeah, you're going to give me a money line there too. Only 3 rounds. Giga fights at distance, man. So he puts that range on. You got to close that range. I think Onama's going to have a lot of trouble closing that range on him. Giga, scoring big shots. Man, it is wicked when he turns those hips over and hits you with those shots. I think Onama's going to have a lot of trouble with it. I think he gets caught with a big shot too. This is a world-class kickboxer Onama's going to have in front of him. I don't think he's ready for it, man. I got Giga.
Money lines the A side. You can go knockout prop. I'll mention it. It sits at plus 450 for Giga, but you got sweet odds at plus 145 straight down the center with Giga Chikadze. He's 36 years old. Listen, the champ is 36, and he just beat a 30-year-old. Okay, so 36 in this game is not old, right? I feel like especially now as we keep progressing in the knowledge of just the human body, right? I think guys are finding better ways to recover. Longevity in the sport, I think, is longer than ever before, man. And I really believe that Giga Chikadze is still in his prime, and I think he is going to win this fight.
Yeah, I believe that the time off has been good for Giga. I've been able to, see how hard he's been working. I think he's ready to push a hard pace for 3 rounds. Say what you will about the gas tank issues. I don't know that Onama is going to bring that out of him, man. I saw Merab try to push him pretty hard, and Giga could keep a pace too. So, I mean, I've seen him. He literally sparred like 12 rounds back to back. So, yeah, I think he's ready to rock, man. And I do like the classic fight team switch. They're on fire, dude. Classic fight team has been killing people. I don't know if you've seen what the Rotolo brothers been doing in MMA. Which one's in MMA?
Cade, right?
Cade, but they're both training.
Yeah.
But Cade's the one's been fighting. Yeah. They got some energy at that gym, so it's just a good place to be. I like seeing that, fighters are traveling in to spar with him and whatnot. He's taking it very serious. At this level, Giga wins by knockout.
Let's go. Giga Chikadze to pull through over David Onama. It's going to be the pick for myself and the Finch man. Feeling damn good about this one. And let's keep running. We got the co-main event of the evening. We got Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Ming Yang Zhang. The last dance of Lionheart, most likely. Listen,
yo, why does Zhang's head look like a perfect SpongeBob square? That is, look at the cut on that jib.
Listen, I don't know. That's just his iron chin right there.
Looks like a
strong
fucking
jaw.
Looks like a field goal post. My man's got.
He's got the field goal post head.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a close up, man. I think that Anthony Smith knocks him out with a head kick. No, I'm joking around. I think Mingyang Zhang wins the fight, guys. I mean, come on now. Mingyang Zhang is super heavy-handed. He's got good boxing, solid pressure forward. He's knocking out Brenson Ibero quick. He's knocking out Ozzy Diaz. Not high caliber guys, but Ibero's actually pretty good. And on the opposite side, I mean, Lionheart Smith, of course, you got to give him respect for fighting Dom Reyes and going 2 rounds last time, but he got dominated. And then Delidze before that, the win was against Petrino with a weird guillotine. Really, I'd advise Zhang, just don't shoot lazy double leg and pick him up, and you should probably be good to go, because the only way Smith is really winning this one is he pulls off some weird submission. But I'm going with Zhang for the fucking win. Big bang Zhang, baby. Let's go. Zhang for the W, knockout.
And he's coming off of fighting an Ozzy Diaz who wanted to take him down. It is a step up, but not a huge step up. You got Lionheart, who is now just Anthony Smith. I think the Lionheart might have left the building at this point. He's a behind the desk guy now. I don't think he sees this bright future for himself in the UFC as to where Zhang's got, he's got a lot of tread in the tires. I think Zhang's going to be able to get him out of there. Let's say TKO. Do you want to chase a prop? I don't know. Probably you don't. But, Zhang's got to be a confident pick here against Anthony Smith.
Zhang is a minus 525 favorite. Smith plus 400 right now.
Yeah.
KO's minus 235. Minus 225, excuse me.
How am I going to, how are you going to give me 2-1 and he has to get the finish the way we just said by TKO? I don't generally chase those. I did throw out Sean Brady's submission on the premium channel. That one hit. Cha-ching.
I would say
plus 350. See, but when I see like a plus 350 and it's a very confident call too, I was very confident that Sean Brady would submit Leon Edwards. So when I see plus 350, I'm like, okay, all right, Vegas, fuck you. I'm going, Yeah. And they had to pay me. But with this one, it's a confident call, Zhang TKO, but you're going to price it at 2-1, I'm not going to chase that.
No. So we're looking at maybe Zhang first round knockout plus 115. Is that what you want to do?
I once upon a time in an episode long ago, I was called the Parlay King. Okay. And I think if you're looking at a way to play Zhang, that might be it.
I agree. Zhang should win. He should retire Anthony Smith in vicious fashion, man. It's a one-sided fight. And what this matchup is, it's the chance for Zhang to break into the upper echelon. And it's, Anthony Smith in his final fight, his farewell matchup. It's a big spot for Zhang, right? Casuals won't know Zhang, but they'll be tuning in. So, cool, man, who is this guy? They know Anthony Smith. Zhang gets a big knockout, and oh shit, this guy is looking pretty good. And, they could put him in big fights after this one. And I think handling Anthony Smith seems like a damn near certainty for Mingyang Zhang here. So Zhang by KO, Finch, of course.
Zhang by TKO. Does he get it done sooner or later? I think you guys shouldn't jump off the cliff trying to chase those. I think Zhang winning this fight is a very confident call. And, somebody asked earlier, if I had $1 million, I could only bet it on one fight. This was up there, Zhang over Anthony Smith, straight money line. Like, it's not what I would do with the million. He was saying in the context of like, what's your most confident? Could be the most confident pick on the card. Zhang over Anthony Smith.
Let's go. Zhang for the W for us both. Let's jump to the main event. If you guys are watching and enjoying, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We got Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates in a high stakes welterweight contender fight in a 5-round main event that I cannot freaking wait for. The call, man. I know Finch is smoking cigarettes already. I know he's on Prates. I'm going to go with Ian Garry to win against Carlos Prates.
Why?
I like Ian Garry, man. Why? I believe the Ian Garry overall MMA game will find success here. I believe Garry in the striking department, yes, he's outgunned with the power side of Prates, heavier hands, and in the close range, those knees to the body. But I do think Garry can land shots from the mid-range and he could back Prates up a bit. We've seen moments where Prates is pushed backwards, and I think Garry can capitalize, garner some control time against the cage, work towards a trip or potentially a back take, work some ground and pound, peppering ground and pound even. And I think Ian Garry can out-technique him in close range by getting this fight to the mat. The way I see Garry winning is turning this into the MMA fight and testing the tank of Prates. Early rounds 1 and 2, Prates is terrifying. What happens when you wear on those arms a bit? What happens when Garry lands a takedown or takes his back? Kind of like the game plan with Michael Venom Page for Ian Garry, but Prates is more available to be hit than Michael Venom Page is. But you could argue Prates has a much more substantial impact when he's offensive as opposed to the very slick Michael Venom Page. I think Ian Garry finds a way to pull through against a powerful Prates, man. I think he takes his back at some point. I think he wins some striking exchanges. I think his kicks are on point. I think Prates is throwing terrifying power bombs. And I think that Ian Garry is definitely pushed to the breaking point here. But I think he can nab 3 or 4 rounds out of the 5 and pull off a W against Prates. I don't care what anybody's saying. Smoking cigarettes dwindles that gas tank, especially in an area where he's not his most comfortable, which is going to be more so in the grappling/wrestling department. And I think he's going to be pushed hard by Machado Garry. I'm going to say Garry by decision.
Sounds to me like AJ jumped on the train of Ian Machado Garry, the grappler. Ian Machado Garry, the mixed martial artist. Why? Because he was able to get on top of Michael Venom Page like twice. One time he just like caught his kick and kind of came in there. And the other time was just some like unimpressive takedown. Like that's where we think Carlos Prates is grappling at. After Carlos Prates knocked out Charlie Radke, who I'll tell you what, I've grappled with Charlie Radke. Charlie Radke would fuck up Ian Machado Garry straight grappling, straight wrestling. Charlie Radke's strong as shit. He would ragdoll. I'm talking straight grappling now. I understand the kickboxing is tremendous. I understand he wrestled with an injured Shavkat pretty fucking well. Respect. He also, by the way, didn't know how to do a fucking rear naked strangle. And I know some people don't like me pointing that out, but I don't give a fuck. You need to know you have to do a proper rear naked strangle. This shit ain't flying no more. Okay? It's 2025. This is not the 90s. When you slap on a rear naked choke, you go gable grip. You put the head right next to the head to create a wedge. You punch the glove behind. If you see a mirror, you should be able to wiggle your fingers to see him on the opposite side. You strangle with the primary, you drive with the secondary, and you rotate towards the primary arm. He didn't do that. Was that an education problem? I know he's trained with Damian Maia. I know he went over to Brazil after getting absolutely lambasted for whatever the fuck is going on with his wife or girlfriend or whatever that is. You know, I think that the grappling here is overrated of Ian Machado Garry. I don't think he out-grapples Carlos Prates. I think what he does do is get smacked the fuck up on the feet by a much more dangerous striker, by a guy who has a lot more consequence. We're in a sport where we're supposed to be judging based off of damage. Well, the guy who does more damage is the cigarette-smoking, fighting nerds phenom who's out here finishing people in the very first round. That's the guy, okay? By the way, older, 31. I'm 31. I feel good. This experience of Ian Garry is for the 27-year-old kid. I think Carlos Prates is in the physical prime. They probably both are, but there's something snappy. There's something dangerous about a Carlos Prates knee to the body, about a Carlos Prates hook, that I don't quite see out of Ian Garry's point fighting style. And then when Ian Garry goes to grapple him, I do think he's going to struggle there as well. I don't see how we can confidently say Ian Garry's better at grappling than a Carlos Prates when we just haven't seen enough of Carlos Prates' grappling. You know why we haven't? Because people keep getting knocked the fuck out. I got Carlos Prates, knee to the body, TKO over Ian Garry.
Mystic Mike calling the knee To the body?
Knee to the body. Ian Gary's going to want a hug, and he's going to eat a kneecap to the liver instead. I think Carlos Prates is too dangerous. Too dangerous on the inside and the outside. You know? I think Ian Gary's going to be stuck in that cage with him trying to find a way around it, and he's going to run right into something.
You know, I really believe Gary's better than you give him credit. All right. He's improving every single fight.
What is he dangerous with?
Injured.
He has one submission. It was in 2019.
It's the submission threat.
He had Shavkat injured in a bad spot.
Oh, that's an excuse from Shavkat. He's injured now. Shavkat got tested, bro. Shavkat got pushed to the breaking point.
Could he at least show me a legit rear naked strangle?
He had the position. I care about position over submission.
AJ, he couldn't even do this. It's the #1 submission. He didn't know how to do it.
It's Shavkat.
Jiu-jitsu 5 days a week. I'm telling you that rear naked strangle was it was garbage. On Contender Series, I'd be yelling about somebody doing that shit. That was the fucking co-main event. I really think the kid is not. I think Carlos Prates is a better talent.
Okay.
I do.
You were higher on Prates early on than I was, to be fair, in the OG days. I think Ian Gary's nasty, bro. I think he's getting better every time. His striking's good. He doesn't have the power of Prates, but I think he's got the speed. And I think he's going to touch Prates with some good shots, too. I don't think it's a washout. I think Gary's good, man. They're sleeping on him. They're sleeping on the jokes that trend online. He's easy to hate, but when he pulls through against Prates, everybody say, oh, shit, we take it back. We take it back.
I am surprised that Prates is an underdog.
I'm
surprised, dude.
He is plus right now. He's plus 111 for Carlos Prates as the dog. Opened up at plus 105. This fight going over 2.5 is minus 205. And then Gary by decision plus. I wouldn't touch that. Betting wise, you throwing the hammer on the little plus Prates, little savage call.
I'll see you guys for my 5 most confident picks right after this. Then you guys can jump over to the premium channel where I will drop my favorite bets. And yes, I placed some sizable bets already. And I'll probably drop 1 or 2 more here tonight after talking these over with AJ. That'll be over on the premium channel tonight. If you want access, DM at Mike Finn Show on Instagram. Does that answer your question, AJ? AJ, you know what I do have to give? We have to give our parlay.
We do. We have a parlay to give. This main event, me and Finch are on opposite sides. We've been on a lot of the same, but he's going for the fighting nerd, cigarette smoking savage, but he's promoting all this clean lung stuff. And now he's going for the cigarette smoker. I'm flabbergasted. You're promoting it, Finch. You're promoting the sobriety 2025.
Oh, of course you should be sober. Of course. It was 420 yesterday.
I barely partook, bro. I took 1 hit. That was it. Is Finch doing a rip for the people?
Yeah, I celebrated. But yeah, in general, don't get high, kids. All right. You know what you should set high? Your goals. All right. Fucking snap out of it. Stoners. All right. Turn the JRE off. Fucking set a goal for yourself. Write that goal down on a piece of fucking paper. Yeah, you can still put pen to paper. It doesn't have to be on the computer or on your phone. You can now make a diagram, go backwards, write that 5-year, 10-year goal down and go backwards. What are the steps you need to do to get to that goal? Follow that, okay? Don't just live day to day hitting the weed and watching Clone Wars on Disney Plus. Okay, like I did yesterday. Okay, fucking set the bar high and go for it.
Holy shit, Finch the father in chat, man.
And I got no kids. Why is everyone talking like Gary is Khabib? I'm trying to AJ. Maybe this AJ right here can help you out with that. Because I'm saying, where do you get this grappling from? He out-grappled MVP. Who doesn't out-grapple MVP? MVP.
Most guys, Logan Storley could barely take him down. And
MVP's grappling is who couldn't take him down?
Logan Storley struggled with him.
Logan Storley took him down all night. They were fucking there. They were sitting on the fence all night. He was literally sitting, taking a shit on the fucking fence all night. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. It was all wrestling. He couldn't get Logan Storley off of him at all. It was like magnetic forces, man. Whack. They were like magnets. He couldn't strike at all. He couldn't get any separation from Logan Storley. Now, Logan Storley couldn't pin him, but I mean, the wrestling was definitely Logan Storley won that fight.
He did, yeah.
Okay, so Logan Storley's striking's terrible. Clearly, he won somehow. Perhaps it was the wrestling. I don't know, man. I think people are overrating the MMA skills of Ian fucking Gary. For some
Damn.
reason, he's now the shining child.
Yeah.
He was hated. You're right. He was hated. Now he's getting love, bro.
He's our knight in shining armor
They're
right now.
hoping he goes full OnlyFans with the wife and posts some crazy shit because you motherfuckers are showing him some love now. The internet came back for him.
Holy shit. Finch is funny as hell tonight. Paku, thank you for the 5. Finch, you can answer it. I think it's, this is your call.
I can't look past Kanan dropping Gary. I don't care how technical Gary is. Prates will win exchanges with the art of 8 limbs. Prates all day. Prates all day. Let's fucking go, Paku. We're taking over this show. All right. This is a fucking mutiny, AJ. This is a
Listen,
mutiny.
we find out Saturday, bro. We find out Saturday. We will find out.
Anything positive. See, some people are gonna say I'm gay. Fuck you. Anything positive, I'm throwing up. All right. Clone Wars is fire. Fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck Ian Gary. I don't know why. No, at this point we're going too far.
Finch don't like the guys from the UK and Ireland, bro. We got the hate for Patty, the hate for Gary. He fucking wants the heads,
Bro. Nah,
Holy shit.
show UK guys some love. Stop. I love Tom Aspinall.
That's fair. In
Come on.
defense of AJ, Cuck has been training with grappling with Du Bronx. Look at that. Du Bronx, my brother. We'll see. We will find out. As Max Holloway once said. We will find out.
We will find out.
We will find out.
We will find out.
You ready for this parlay, man?
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's run this damn parlay. I'm excited to see what we cook up. Finch is giving a piece. I'm giving a piece. Let's make some magic.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah. Parlay time. Carlos Prates knockouts. What's going down on Saturday nights? Yeah. Should I? No, I shouldn't.
Is that the piece? You
Should
just said
I?
it.
No, because we disagree. We should agree about the parlay, and that would
don't
be a
have to.
disagreement. No. That'd be the wrong way to
You're
do
not
it.
that confident, man. I said something that got in your head a little bit. Is that what
I ain't doing it like that. No, we're gonna go with we'll go confidence. Okay. Damn, there's a couple confident ones, bro. Brother. Aliskerov over Muniz. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Aliskerov's gonna beat Muniz.
Yeah, that's a lock. And I think Damon Blackshear is also a lock. I mean, we're not going to have the greatest odds ever with this little
Hit me with those.
two-leg.
Sweet,
But,
man.
I mean, listen, it's not awful. It's minus 217. Better than
Okay, but
fucking-
what if you put in Ming Yang Zhang?
put in Ming Yang? Now you got minus 133.
I like that. Could we make
That's
that the
fine.
parlay?
Yeah, it's a good
We
big
agree?
3.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna make sure I let the folks know. So I'm gonna put this on the free channel too.
Do
By
it.
the way, the free channel link is in my description on my channel. You guys could jump in there too.
Let's go.
This will be one of those that I give out on there. So we got Ming Yang Zhang
Mhm.
money line. We got
Yeah,
Ikram
yeah.
Aliskerov money line, and we got Damon Blackshear money line.
I like it.
I like it.
Let's go. I'm going to drop the link to the Finchman's channel. He's about to go live after this one, within 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
We got a pretty badass card. We got, I think, some pretty badass picks. And I'm looking forward to the show, my man.
Let's go. I'm going to drop my 5 most confident picks. You guys might have a bit of an idea, and we could talk about whatever the fuck y'all want. I'll see you guys in a few minutes over on the dark side. Speaking of the dark side, Star Wars is back in theaters this week. I'll be out with wifey on Sunday seeing Revenge of the Sith, and that's in theaters. And then Andor comes out in a couple weeks, so we're going full Star Wars this month, AJ.
Andor looks pretty cool. I never seen it. You recommend it?
Revenge of the Sith, my favorite of the
Andor.
70s, 80s movies, bro. I fucking A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi is so good. You know what I would recommend though? Andor, first season, good. It gets to the point where this one episode with Andy Serkis, do you know who that is?
The guy with the mustache, right? Maybe I don't know him then.
You have a mustache? He has facial hair. Andy Serkis played Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He plays like, Planet of the Apes. He's the fucking ape. He's really good. So he's tremendous in this episode. One of the best episodes I've ever seen of anything ever. Okay.
Oh, shit.
It's like Red Wedding, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, where Paulie and Christopher get lost in the woods. Have you seen The Sopranos and Game of Thrones?
Yes, that was a classic. Yeah, that
Fuck,
episode's
you know the
good.
episode
With the Russian, the big
Fuck
Russian
yeah.
psychopath.
He
Yeah.
said he was an interior decorator. His house looked like shit. His apartment looked like shit. Oh man, that's a fucking good episode.
That was classic.
So, but this episode of Andor was so good. I think I've watched it 3 times. It is so fucking good. The acting is incredible. Andy Serkis is really good. And then Mandalorian. If you haven't seen Mandalorian, the first season is tremendous. The whole thing's good, but damn, first season's really good. Highly recommended Star Wars content for you, AJ.
Let's go.
I'm interested in Disney Plus.
Andor.
Pay me. I just fucking plugged them.
Disney Plus. What the hell's going on? Sponsored the show.
Crazy,
Sponsored by Disney. We get the fucking little thing like back in the day. The fucking.
Been watching the Mike Finn show. Oh yeah. And that's Mike's super short show. I think that was the thing. I think that was the thing. This is falling off, folks. If you want to watch Most Confident Picks, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. If you want my bets, DM at Mike Finn Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you in there. We're winning fucking money this week. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to this guy. He spammed it 5 times. I said, holy shit, he's being nice. Shout out.
Love our Latvian folks.
Let's go. Check out the Finch, guys. Give him a watch. Give us a like here. Give us a sub. Keep it locked in. I will be live at lunchtime at 12:30. Your boy's on time. Okay. So be there 12:30 live, little lunchtime live savagery, and then a little evening Q&A tomorrow. And if there's MMA news, you guys know I'll drop a video. I love each and every one of you. Finchman's got his show to do. Make sure you guys check it out. We will see you all in the next one. Peace out.